What is up, y'all? If you're coming to my channel for the first time, welcome. I'm Jeffro. Remember to hit the subscribe button to where you don't miss out on any videos that are coming up. If you remember back a couple of videos, I did a video on a tank that I had big time problems with. I had a big disaster. Lost probably 60 swordtail fish, and the only thing that I could think of to do was to completely nuke the tank. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. It's called Disaster in the Fish Room. I pulled out what fish I had left in the swordtail colony, put them in a 30-gallon quarantine tank, and I decided that I would go ahead and start a fishless cycle after I got done cleaning out the tank. I got that done. I cycled that tank for a good 4 weeks or so, and in the meantime I decided to go ahead and leave the swordtails alone in the 30-gallon quarantine tank. They were doing so good that I just decided, let's leave them alone. You can have live bears in a 30-gallon tank, no problem, and sometimes they do better in smaller tanks anyhow. So what I decided to do was start a platy colony. If you remember back a couple of videos, I had a video I think was called Surprise in the Fish Room. If you haven't watched that one, go back and watch that one. One of my sons, platy, had like 15 or 20 fry in a little 10-gallon quarantine tank. Well, I've been growing those out in that little 10-gallon quarantine tank, and I stopped at the local fish store and picked up a couple of trios, a bumblebee platy. So without giving anything up, let's go ahead and cut to that video right now. What is up, y'all? Thought that I would put together a little video clip and show you guys how my disaster tank is doing. I went ahead and decided when I nuked the tank and started over and went through my 5 or 6 week cycle, I had to move my swordtails over to a 30-gallon quarantine tank. But I've decided to go ahead and let them start their colony over in that tank. And if you remember back a while back, one of my son's sunset platies had a bunch of fry in a little 10-gallon quarantine tank, and that made me decide that I wanted to start a platy colony. So I cycled this tank for sure a month without fish, but with biological media, sponge filter, and then some biological media and a hang on back, with nothing in the tank. And I decided to go bare bottom this time. I put in this guppy grass that I've been growing like crazy in a little 10-gallon tank, and every time it gets too full I just pull it out and move it over. But I bought 6 bumblebee platies, I believe is what they are, and they seem to be doing pretty good. There's a couple down here at this end. I bought 2 trios, so hoping I'm still going to grow out these other platies for quite a while until they get like nickel size, dime size, somewhere around in there, and then I'll move a couple of trios from there. Ashton's going to give me like 2 or 3 trios from that fry, and there's some nice ones. I mean, there's this one that looks like a bumblebee, but it's got the sunset colors and it's just beautiful. I did go ahead and add a piece of Malaysian driftwood in here because last weekend, Friday night, I saw on one of my Facebook fish swap channels, this guy was giving away bristlenose plecos. I just happened to be on Facebook at the exact same time that he posted it. And I commented at first, what kind are they? It just said a dozen or more bristlenose plecos, you know, free. And you know, my first thought was, well, what kind are they? You know, I've got some albino longfins, I've got a trio of those, and then I've got like 4 super reds that I don't really know. I know I've got one male because he's starting to get some bristles. But anyhow, the next thought I had was, man, I better hurry up and comment again on this and tell him I'll take them, because I wouldn't mind to have some commons. Anyhow, I was able to get first dibs on it, and as he was commenting back to me on Messenger, on private Messenger, he started saying, you know, there could be up to a dozen, you know, there's a lot, and they were common bristlenose plecos. Well, I went ahead and drove, it was a little over an hour and a half over the next morning, and picked them up, and I ended up with 28 bristlenose plecos, anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches long, and then 2 super reds. And I could have got 3 more, but we just couldn't catch them. We were at this for an hour, and if you guys have ever tried to catch baby bristlenose, they're wild. You know, they were in a planted tank and everything, but they seem to be doing pretty good. I'm gonna grow them out and find out what all I've got. And on plecos, you do reverse trios on them, so I'll find out who all's males and females, and then I've already talked to my local fish store, and he'll take what I have left over, and I'll just make for sure and have some spread out throughout my tanks in the fish room. And now I've got some really nice, kind of like I don't know if they call them Starry Night, but they've got the little white diamonds all over them. I'll try to get some good footage, but yeah, I'm loving this tank. Finally got it going again. I've had it going now for a couple of weeks. Well, it's been going for 4 or 5 weeks, but I've had fish in it now for a whole week. Wow, how exciting is that? You know, those Facebook groups are really powerful. I got lucky and just happened to be on Facebook at the same time that guy, you know, posted that he had a dozen bristlenose plecos, and I knew that I had the room for them, and you know, it ended up being almost 30 plecos altogether. So it was a real good steal. Cost me like 15 bucks to drive there. So 30 bristlenose plecos for 15 bucks. That's a really good deal. That's 50 cents each. And then I'm really excited about the platies, and they seem to be doing really good. It's going to be a lot of fun to grow these bristlenose plecos out. I haven't ever kept the common colored ones, so I'm really excited about it. And I have a home for the ones that I don't need once they get grown out. And remember to follow me on Instagram for updates, and be looking forward to some more of these videos coming up over the next couple of weeks. I know I haven't uploaded in a month or so, but I plan on continuing to update. Instead of just doing update videos though, I do have a couple of projects coming up. You know, I never video anything that I'm doing in the fish room, so I'm going to focus on that. So keep your eyes open for that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. That way you can keep up and you don't miss out on any of those videos coming down the road. Thanks for coming along for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, y'all.